Hello everybody, TechnoBoy200 here, back with part 31 of Let's Play Pokemon Pearl Nuzlocke Edition. In the last part, we made it on to Route 216, caught ourselves a Snova, and are now going to be fighting some other Pokemon. Apparently, no one cares. It's another Snova. Who cares? Is it me? I don't care. Did I say I'm TechnoBoy200? Probably. I kind of do that automatically, but I don't remember it. So, that's what happened in that part. In this part, we're gonna go through Route 217. Hopefully, get to Snowpoint City rather. I don't know if we'll make it in time, but we'll try. So, comment question of the day. Damn it, I didn't think of this. If you couldn't tell, I'm recording this right after the last one. I generally do that. I generally record like one or two in a row. Oh, hey, is this gonna be a double battle? Oh, no. I couldn't get it to be a double battle. Oh, no, this is terrible. Alright, comment question of the day. Let me think of something. Let me send this something. Alright, what's your favorite kind of weather? Yeah, that's a terrible question, but whatever. I don't care. What is your favorite kind of weather? My favorite kind of weather is rain, definitely. Not because I hate being outside like a nerd. I just really like rain. It's calming, you know, rain helps you sleep. Thunderstorms, I could go either way on. I'm not one of those people who's afraid of thunderstorms. They're not super comfortable, I would say. Like, I mean, there's more stress involved with a thunderstorm than there is with, say, like, a sunny day. But it's not that bad. I like the sound of rain, and I like especially going outside right after the rain has stopped. You get that nice peaty smell. You get that petrichor. Petrichor is a great word. If you learned it from me, I actually learned the word petrichor when I was trying to find a video name for the finale of my Pokemon XD playthrough, and that was for me a really emotional playthrough, like, because I don't know, I really enjoyed doing that, and so I felt like I really needed to get the perfect word. The perfect title for that video, and I basically learned the word petrichor from it, and I was like, yeah, that's a good title. Petrichor is a good title for what I'm trying to go for, because petrichor is basically the smell of the earthy smell that when you go outside, that calming smell right after a storm. And you know, Gale of Darkness, Gale is literally about storms and Shadow Lugia and stuff. I just felt like it was a good name. So yeah, I definitely very much enjoy rain. I don't like being out in the rain generally. That's generally not as much fun. But I don't know. That's my thing. How about you? Do you like snow? Because snow days, I don't like snow mainly because ice. Snow's cool, I guess, but I'm kind of terrified of ice. I've broken enough bones from slipping on ice that I'm not the hugest fan of it, I would say. I don't know. I definitely hate the heat. I much prefer cold weather to hot weather. But, because, you know, you can dress for cold weather. You can't really undress for hot weather. Like, that's an option sometimes, like when you're in your own home. But if you're out in, like, DC or whatever, just walking around, can't really strip down. I mean, you can, but the police are gonna come get you. That's how it works. So, although who knows, man? Who knows with what the hell's going on in Washington right now? Hell if I do. I don't even pretend to understand. It's kind of ridiculous what the hell's happening right now. It's kind of a clown fiesta. But regardless, air cutter, that's not good. That's a bad move. Okay, I'm gonna get hit by the hail. The question is, do I take this chance? If I hit myself in confusion, he hits with another air cutter. Air cutter does have a high critical hit rate. Fuck it, live a little. Or die a little. Come on, fun. Yeah, thank you. Okay. That was a really risky play. I'm glad it paid off because that was an incredibly risky play. Luckily, it worked out for me. I do not need to be taking such big risks right now. But, you know, to each their own, I suppose. Fodden is buffeted by the hail. That's okay. Oh boy, he's sending in Zubat next. Yes, I will switch Pokemon. You know what, LCC, you generally get your you're already a high enough level, but I don't really have anything else that deals with Zubats effectively. Oh god, he has 4 Pokemon. Are they all gonna be Zubat Golbat friends? Because I'm okay with that. It's pretty easy to take care of for the most part. I mean, this should probably kill, not necessarily, but if I had to guess, I would say that's an Oko on our hands. Yeah, that's what I like to see. Awesome. Awesome. And I'm assuming his last Pokemon is probably going to be a Golbat. If it's a Crobat, I'm going to cry. But I doubt it is. Woo! So did I ask a question? Yeah, I did. Weather. So answer that in the comments below if you feel like it. If you don't feel like it, you don't have to. Also, I was completely wrong. His last Pokemon was a Krogunk. For some reason. He had this whole bat theme thing going on, and then he's like, Krogunk. Oh, his anticipation made it shudder. Probably because you're about to get hit up by the Psybeam. I don't know what the hell type this thing is. I think it's poison fighting. It might not be fighting. I don't know. It's poison. I don't know if it's fighting. Krogunk's a cool Pokemon. I'm not a huge fan of Toxicroak. I think it looks kind of weird. Like it's wearing mascara maybe, but Krogunk's cool. Krogunk's kind of cute. And Ninja Boy Antonio is dead. You saw right through my weak spots. Okay, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go heal again. Man, Gen 4 really has all the best cries. I just ran into a wild Snover and it's just like, Achoo. I was just like, you're so cute. I mean, Stuffle has one of the best cries of all time, and it's not in this generation. But if you're talking about number of silly cries per Gen 4 I think definitely wins. Because up until Gen 4 they were all kind of like, whatever. They're all just kind of like, nah. But then Gen 4 really stepped up with that whole game. And sort of just, it's like, what are you doing, man? Yeah, the voice actor must have had so much fun with these. So much fun. Okay, Ice. Let's go for Earthquake. Is this a generation before? Have grass types ever been able to be seeded and like spored? I don't know. I think that only happened in Gen 5, which means I could technically leech seed this thing, but I don't know that for a fact. Oh, he's gonna use the mist. Oh, he's Misty. You gotta find the books. You gotta find the books, and you go in the books and solve all the puzzles, and then you gotta play Riven. Don't play Riven though. Riven players are toxic. But you know, I prefer Mist. I make that joke every time I'm playing League and someone plays Riven, and Hamstrings is very tired of it because every time it's like, oh, they're playing Riven, and it's like, oh, I prefer Mist, and he's like, yeah, I know you do. It's not that funny. I'm like, yeah, it is. You know you love it. You know it's hilarious. He's like, I don't know that at all. You're wrong. It's stupid and terrible. Yeah, we have fun here. All right, so more topics because I just need to talk about things that aren't the game. Because if I start talking about the game, I mean, you guys might think like, oh, he's talking about the game. That's all right. I watch these videos on mute. That'd be sad. I mean, I can understand not watching like a video because it's stupid. I get that. But to watch this on mute, it's like, what the hell are you watching? You're just watching someone play Pokemon. Go play Pokemon yourself, man. You don't have to watch me do it. I mean, I appreciate the views, but I mean, I feel like, I don't know, this might just be me, but for me, when it comes to like Let's Plays, if the commentary is 90% of what's happening, because the game, unless there's certain circumstances where you legitimately just can't play the game, or you don't own the game, or you've never played it or something, I can understand watching a Let's Play and the commentary not being fantastic. But otherwise, just play the game yourself. Like, you're here for the commentary, I think. So if you're watching this on mute, it's like, yeah, you're watching me play through a Pokemon game poorly. Congratulations. What was I talking about? All right. So, Pokemon anime. I want to make a few points about this. Oh, that's dangerous. That's dangerous. I think I'm gonna leave this to Tofu just because I don't really trust it. Oh wait, no, that's a terrible idea. He's a grass type. What have I done? Oh no. Oh god, maybe Tofu won't be as helpful as I want him to be in the 7th gym, because especially if Candace has both a Snover and an Abomasnow. Okay, at least he's using an Ice type move, not a Grass type move, so that's alright. But no, Grass wrecks me right now. Man, I'm not, like, I just don't have a good lineup for the 7th gym. The 7th gym is gonna straight up mess me up. That won't be fun. Okay, Pokemon anime. I need to talk about this, because I grew up with it, and so this is kind of not an important topic for me, but definitely an interesting one. I started watching the Pokemon anime way before I ever played my first Pokemon game. As you guys know, Pearl was my very first Pokemon game. I collected the cards back during like Gen 1, Gen 2, and I'd watched the anime back from Gen 1, Gen 2. So I'm old school in that sense. I'm just not old school with the games, just because I was pretty late on the whole video game uptake thing. My parents surprisingly managed to keep me away from that stuff for a very long time. So Tofu's leveling up again. Jeez, is he gonna have another Snover, by the way? Because that would be great. By which I mean not actually great. I kind of hope he has something else. He's gonna send a Golduck. Okay, I'm gonna send Fodden here. Yeah, Fodden is the man. All right, so what was saying? What was I talking about? Right. So I'm old school in that sense. So I watched the anime when I was really young, and I sort of stopped after the first generation of the anime, and I'd watch it off and on, like occasionally throughout Gen 3, Gen 4, but I never really started like when I was like, oh hey, this is a game, or this is a show that people watch, I think was in Gen 6, because people said Gen 6 was really good, but I don't know, I never really liked it. I mean, I liked it because it was Pokemon. You gotta love Pokemon as a kid, but the anime never really did it for me, because I always felt like it was very stale, and the characters never really like moved around that much, and there was a lot of reused animation. When it comes to animation, I am a sucker for animation that is like super wiggly. Like, if you've seen Wander Over Yonder, if you haven't seen Wander Over Yonder, it's not for everybody, especially the beginning of the show can get really grating. I almost quit on that show early on because the characters start off and they're really grating, but it gets really good. If you can stick with Wander Over Yonder through the first, I don't know, basically until the characters like start growing on you. Like the first, I think 5 or 6 episodes of Wander Over Yonder, I just could not take. But after that, it got better. And then season 2 of that show is absolutely freaking fantastic. But this man, that's not how you ski. That's not how you ski, man. But that show, what drove me to watch it initially, and what kept me going for that first segment where I was not into it, after that, the show carried itself. Wander Over Yonder is a fantastic show. I mean, Hamster Wings didn't believe me, but eventually I managed to play enough episodes in the background that he kind of grew into it, and now he loves it too. It's really a fantastic show. What drew me into it and kept me in it at the beginning was the wiggly animation. I love that animation style because I know it takes a lot of work compared to some other types of animation, is getting those I mean, it's a lot of frames. It's a lot of frames, it's a lot of very different frames, and it's so smooth. That show's animation is just incredibly smooth, and I love it. There's other shows like that I can't think off the top of my head. I mean, Gravity Falls had it to a certain extent. Gravity Falls held up on its own, I think, without the animation. The animation could have been worse, and it still would have been a fantastic show. That's kind of another big reason that I liked My Little Pony for a while. I know that one, that's kind of an older one now. I mean, there was a point in time where that was like a big, like, oh, either you like it or you hate it, and if you are the opposite of me, we're enemies. I feel like that one sort of died down at this point, but I also feel like the show has died down. I don't know, I definitely have not been enjoying the recent seasons as much. Yeah, I'm kind of half and half. I still watch it just out of like nostalgia's sake at this point, but I don't know. That show's sort of been going downhill for me. But oh god, Podly-kun is send in Tofu. I want to send in Podly because he got that fighting type move which could wreck Sneasel, but Sneasel's probably faster. Alright, so yeah, so the My Little Pony, again, the animation was really what drew me in. Other examples, I can't think of anything right now. What do I watch? What television do I watch? Steven Universe used to have mediocre animation. I feel like it's gotten better. It's still not like the main reason I watch the show. The Steven Universe just has fantastic story. I can't think of anything else. I don't know. Other shows probably, but the Pokemon anime, I was not a big fan of it for many years, just because I like this very active animation style, and it's never had it. It's always been this very, because a lot of animes have this thing. Okay, other examples, things like Kill la Kill or Space Patrol Luluko, or not so much Gurren Lagann, although Gurren Lagann to some extent. I'm trying to think of the other. Little Witch Academia is absolutely fantastic. A person, a rare sight. Thank you for visiting. Oh, she's a ghost. She's a ghost. She gave me a spell tag. There's another anime I was thinking of, but I can't remember the name of it right now. It's something that I watched recently with Kill. I don't remember. Anyways, point being, where's the other house? There's supposed to be another house here, I think. Man, there's a lot of trainers on this route. This is pretty dangerous for me. But yeah, I love the. Man, I cannot talk. I love that animation style. I'm just gonna go heal. Be right back. It's an iron. Oh, Rick and Morty. That's another show. I haven't watched that in a while. I haven't watched that since season 2 ended. I think Rick and Morty had good animation. I mean, obviously, the main reason to watch Rick and Morty is not for the animation. It's for the everything else, which is fantastic. Okay, so yeah, basically, Pokemon anime has always been very static, just mouths moving, you know, kind of stuff. I don't like that. That's very boring to me. But I have to say, a lot of people were, when it first came out and when the first trailers were coming out, people were dissing this Gen 7 anime for looking terrible. It's like, oh, why is Ash in school again? Why is, you know, I don't know, like, why he looks so terrible? The Gen 6 design was much better. Oh, this animation is terrible. They were so incredibly wrong. The Gen 7 anime, people said the Gen 6 anime was, like, really good in terms of story. I tried watching it, like, for a couple episodes. Like, I looked up what people online were saying the best episodes. I watched them. It was still hard for me to watch. Because, yeah, the story was, like, good, but the story alone can't keep me if your animation isn't good. You need to also keep, I mean, I'm watching it, you know, I need to be engaged otherwise. And that really didn't do it for me. And people are saying, oh, the Gen 7 anime is gonna suck. The Gen 7 anime is, in my opinion, by far the best work the Pokemon anime has ever done. It's absolutely fantastic, and people are saying that the story was going to be terrible. We're 8 episodes in, and this story is already fantastic. Maybe I'm just a fan of the whole school plot lines or whatever, but the animation is perfect. The stories are funny. I gotta say, instead of Team Rocket doesn't blast off anymore, I don't want to say what happens instead, but it is amazing. Like, I have never laughed so hard as much as, like, I think the 4th or 5th episode of the show, where, man, the way Team Rocket, it's the one with Poplio. If you know what I'm talking about, you know exactly what I'm talking about. When Team Rocket's in their hot air balloon that they always have, and then they kind of like get their blast off, but they don't actually blast off because that's not what happens in the Gen 7 anime. Honestly, it's fantastic. Just, I can't. You know what? No, screw it. I have to say this. So basically, I can't stop laughing. This is really funny. Okay, so every time Team Rocket... Okay, first of all, Team Rocket has a Mimikyu, and this thing is disturbing as shit. Like, the Mimikyu in the game is like, oh, I'm cute. I'm not Pikachu. Whatever. In the fucking show, this thing is disturbing. The characters are on point this season. I want to start off with that. I was kind of worried that, like, the trial captains and Lily weren't going to be that great, especially since the characters were really good in the games, and Hao, at least so far, is nowhere to be seen. But, and I love Hao's character. I do hope that he makes an appearance in the anime, at least at some point. I don't really care about the main male or female characters, because both Chicken-chan and regular guy are kind of whatever. But man, this is fantastic. Okay, so basically, when Team Rocket blasts off, there's this Beware that isn't really a part of Team Rocket's team, but it sort of just always carries them. And whenever they get in trouble, this thing comes out of nowhere and just picks them up and just goes away. And that might sound really stupid until you watch the episode where they're just over the water, because it's like, it's a water episode, man, they're fishing, because Poplio is a water type, whatever, it's the episode about Poplio, you know. But they fall from their air balloon, and they're about to hit the water, and this Jesus Beware, this huge thing, this 6 foot tall just guy just running across the water, just from 50 miles away, grabs them on the fall and just runs in the other direction. And I don't think I've laughed so hard at a piece of animation in a really long time. It's fantastic. And there's another one where they're up on a building, and Beware just Supermans it up the building, lands on a roof all ninja style, and just grabs them and jumps away. This stuff is so funny. And honestly, just the stories are good, the animation is superb, the characters are top-notch. I already love all the characters. It's only been like 8 episodes. I'm already like super ingrained with all of them, except for like Kiawe. They haven't really given Kiawe too much personalization yet, although it looks like they will be doing that in the next episode, which I'm excited for. So that's gonna be cool. Also, Team Skull has only appeared once, and it was just very quickly. I'm very looking forward to when Team Skull gets properly introduced, because you cannot beat Team Skull. I don't care what you say, what your opinion is. Team Rocket for life? No. Team Skull is so perfect in every way in the games. And Guzma, I mean, it's your boy Guzma. He's also amazing. And so I'm looking so forward to when these other characters that I loved from the games get introduced, because the anime has proven to me that it can take characters that I don't particularly care about, such as Lana and Lily. Like, Lily's alright, but Lily's alright in the games. She's really good in the anime. But Lana, I definitely did not care for in the games at all. Kiawe as well, Mallow as well. Just generally those characters. Sophocles, God, I hated that kid in the game. But they really do personalize them really well, and I'm super happy about that. Honestly, if you haven't seen, go watch it. Seriously, go watch the. Yes, cool. We have a Sneasel. Awesome. I know it looked like I was picking and choosing what Pokemon I wanted, but I mean, if you forgot my rules, I have the evolutionary clause. So I couldn't catch either of the previous 2 things on the route, which means that Sneasel is our first Pokemon. I think I'm going to add Sneasel to the team, not sure yet. A bit worried that Sneasel is very weak in terms of defenses, which is not fun, but whatever. Let's see what kind of name this guy gets. I don't know. I don't even know what's happening yet. Alright, Cholix it is. Cholix! I don't know, man. I don't make the names, man. Well, I mean, I do. I literally make the names, but I don't actually. It's not me. My hands get possessed by some demon that's really bad at naming things, and that's just how this happens. It's not my fault! Okay, do I have Pokemon strong enough? I'm gonna send in Poblycun first, because that's another trainer up there. Don't want to deal with... Oh, no. Okay. Alright, we seem to be okay. I don't know how that's... Probably gonna desync the video a little bit there. My hard drive decided that it was gonna do a little fun. But we seem to be okay. He's challenged by Skier Lexi. And he's got a Meryl. That's fine. Alright, we can deal with this. We can deal with this. But yeah, in case I haven't made my point clear enough, the Pokemon Sun and Moon anime is a work of art, and you need to go watch it like yesterday. It's absolutely fantastic. You will laugh the whole way through. I'm really looking forward to like the movies, because as much as I didn't care for the TV show in the earlier generations where the animation was not very interesting, I did still generally like the movies, just because, I don't know, the movies sort of I liked more. They're more fun, you know? If they do movies in this animation style, which they will, that's just like my one problem with the show right now is the episodes are too short. I need more than 20 minutes every week or two. Like, that's not enough for me. I have needs as a human being. I need crazy animation. Them doing that for 2 hours is just heaven to me, because I love the way it looks. I love it, man. I really love it. Man, I could just go on like cartoon and anime recommending sprees forever. I'm not going to, especially because especially with anime, I'm not too, I mean, I've probably seen the least anime out of any nerd I know. I don't want to say weeb, because it's like, what really defines a weeb? But am I a weeb? I guess I'm sort of a weeb. I mean, I don't say shit like Oni-chan and Baka, unless I'm being sarcastic, in which case I will. But, I don't know. Oh no, that's a metronome. Okay, that's not so bad. I don't know, Alright, well, whatever. I am gonna recommend an anime, because that's what I do. Even though I've only seen like 10 of the goddamn things. I know I've recommended Date A Live in the past. Date A Live is another one of those that the animation is not super fantastic, but Date A Live's story completely makes up for that, I feel. Also, I recommend you go and read those light novels, because holy shit, that is one of my favorite series of all time. It is technically like harem, but if you can get past the baseline of that being like sort of like not your thing, the story really makes up for it in every way. I honestly forget most of the time that it's supposed to be a harem story, because it really isn't. It's really more of a everyone's gonna die story. It's fantastic. Man, what is with all these trainers? I just want to like go home. Whatever, I'll fight you, I guess. What's up with you? To make sure I'm more agile, I always dress like that. Sounds like a terrible idea. You're gonna get frostbite, man. You're gonna get the frostbite. But yeah, anime recommendation, Karagunso. You've probably heard this from me many times. Sergeant Frog. So that show is a show that's crazy. It's got like 600 episodes or whatever in Japanese. I haven't even seen them all because they haven't even all been subbed into English. But there are two big points I want to make about this. One, animation, fantastic. I mean, maybe it's not as good as I remember. I have watched it recently, but I think it's pretty good. It does have, unfortunately, some of the stuff where it's like, it does have some of the whole characters standing still and mouths just moving, but I feel like for an anime, it is generally more dynamic than a lot of them, because a lot of anime is unfortunately very, very static, and it's a lot of, I mean, I haven't seen JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but even something like One Punch Man is basically a couple of short, really action-packed, intense, really cool scenes. And don't get me wrong, I love One Punch Man. That was fantastic. But if you watch it muted and without subtitles, you notice that the show really is like a couple of minutes of really intense like animation followed by like 10 minutes of characters standing still with their mouths moving. And that's really unfortunate that a lot of anime falls into that trap, and I understand why that happens, because I mean it's really costly to really animate everything, but when a show does take the time and resources to do it, I honestly feel like it benefits so much. You can have a show that has maybe not the best story. I mean, characters, at least for me, is very important. I mean, I very much need characters in anime to mean something to me. Cartoons too, same way. I mean, it's kind of the same. I know a lot of people are like, no, anime and cartoons are completely different. And yes, they are. As an art form, they are very different. But there are adult cartoons and, you know, there are kid animes. So the age isn't really a big, like, factor, I feel like. I feel like the biggest factors are, you know, art style. Like, that's the big difference, is that it's a different style of work. But people are like, oh no, cartoons are for children and anime is for adults because it's more, you know, mature. There are some pretty mature cartoons out there, so those are the people who are saying that. They're kind of being, what's the word when you, when you say something but you do something else? I don't know, but like they're always like, oh no, you don't give anime a fair chance. It's a very adult thing. You're just closed-minded. They're being closed-minded about cartoons when they say cartoons are for children, because that's not true at all. There certainly are cartoons for children, and the majority probably are, but that doesn't mean everything is. I mean, have you seen Symbiotic Titan? This shit's fantastic. I love that anime. I mean, even something like The Iron Giant, which is technically for kids, I feel like you could be any age and enjoy The Iron Giant. You don't have to be a kid to enjoy The Iron Giant. I've seen that movie so many times, I still love it. Are we still on this route? Jesus, I'm gonna go heal again. Oh, hey, I found TMO7 Hell, and it's fantastic. I did it. Also, there's something up here, I think. Oh, it's HMOA rock climb. I got it, guys. Everything's okay. I got it. Oh, I remember now. I was trying to remember what I was making a point about. I was going to make a point about Kero Gunso before I went on my whole tangent about people being close-minded about the difference between cartoons and animes. So, yeah, Kero Gunso is really good. I like it a lot. It was the first anime I ever saw, so that might have something to do with it. But I mean, I think the fact that it has 600 episodes maybe attests for its quality. The fact that it can manage to go on for that long, and it's like 6 movies. There's like a couple video games. I've actually played one of the video games. I own it. I actually had it imported from Japan. It's not translated, so I managed to muddle through it in Japanese, which is surprising. It's I don't remember the name of it. I mean, it's a super long Japanese name, but it's a lot like the Tales series, except with Kero Gunso. It's pretty funny. It's a good game, definitely. But is this thing poison type? Poison's weak to ground, right? I might use it. I don't know. Probably worth using. Oh, especially if ingrained. I think, does Earthquake do more damage to Pokemon that are ingrained? It might. It might not. I don't know. I feel like if something like Levitate or Flying type uses Ingrain, then it makes them get hit by ground type moves, but I'm not sure if being ingrained makes you take more damage from ground type moves. My guess would be no. There's a lot of things in Pokemon that, like, you think, like, there's a lot of base like stuff that a lot of people know, but then there's just some things that you're never sure about, man. Like Stantler's typing. Is it normal or is it normal psychic? I don't know. I know Giraffrig's normal psychic. I've learned that. I've still not learned Stantler. I think it's pure normal, but I'm not sure. Every time I fight one, I still have to bite it just to make sure. Because I'm never sure as to that Pokemon's type. Anyways, back again to the same point I've been trying to make many times for the past couple minutes. Kero Gunso has a fantastic Japanese. It's a really great show, but I think one of the best parts of it is not necessarily the show itself, but the dub is so good. unfortunately, the dub only goes through the first 78 episodes or so much less than 600. So if you start watching the dub and you like the show and you want to keep watching, you are going to have to switch to sub at about episode 80, and I know a lot of people don't like doing that, and I don't blame them, because you have to get used to basically completely new characters. Well, not new characters, but I mean, to some extent, the voice of a character describes a lot about them, so you are basically, you know, having to deal with new characters. So a lot of people I know don't like to switch halfway through, but if you can handle it, I highly recommend, if you watch Kero Gunso, you watch the first part of it in English, because a lot of the jokes in that show don't make sense to English viewers, because there's a lot of puns. It's a very punny show, and those are things that you wouldn't understand. Like, there's one thing in the dub. The dub honestly changes the jokes so much, and it's really funny. There's this one joke in the dub where there's like a number written, and it's like 623, and it's like basically that's how the names work, because all the characters basically, like Natsumi, Fuyuki, Keroro, you know, Giroro, you know, Mutsumi, they're all like numbers, like they're all a combination of 3 numbers in Japanese. So like Mutsumi is like 623 or whatever, and so in the anime that's like the joke upon itself, but in the dub does a fantastic job. They take it one step further. Can we even catch anything here? I don't think we can. I guess it's technically another route. I don't think it is. I'm not gonna count this as another route. I don't even think we can catch anything here anyways, because we've caught all the Pokemon from this area, I believe. But the narrator in the dub is one of the funniest like characters in any anime ever, and he basically at that point where the 623 is on screen, is like, the number on screen is a Japanese pun, is like the number of Japanese puns that will fly over your head during this series. And it's just it's really funny. I mean, there's a Mr. Narrator, there's a Mr. Caption who like writes all the captions for things, and sometimes they like get in arguments with each other. It's kind of like a Game Grumps Barry thing, or like a PBG Gameplay Todd thing, where like the person who like writes the on-screen text will like get in an argument with the people. It's really funny. Honestly, watching that is kind of like watching a Let's Play. It's basically like you're watching a Let's Watch of Kero Gunso, where the characters are actually making like English jokes, and it's funny. Except you just have this guy Let's Watching it, who's like commentating over it as the narrator, and sometimes his editor, Mr. Caption, will like come in and do something. It's honestly so funny. And the animation is top notch, at least from what I remember. Not like top notch, not like Wander Over Yonder. Wander Over Yonder, I feel like, has become my like expectation for like something that's animated really well. There's a couple other shows that I'm not giving credit to that I can't think of right now, but I also remember have really good animation that I like. I can't remember what they are, so I'm sorry about that. But definitely a couple other ones that I really like in that regard. But Wander Over Yonder's gonna become like my, is it as good as Wander Over Yonder? If yes, amazing animation. If no, I mean, you can't be perfection. No one can be perfection, except for Wander Over Yonder. That animation is beautiful. I'm trying to think of other ones. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. There's this one episode. There's a lot of shows that like do this with the whole like making fun of animators / you know, ripping on, you know, that kind of stuff. There's this one in Wander Over Yonder where they're like trying to make the cartoon. There's like the one episode in every show where the characters are trying to make a cartoon, and like Lord Hater's trying to do it, and he just like, he can't do it. He's like, animation is really hard, and people who do it need to be, you know, paid and respected more. And then he just stares at the screen. There's just this deafening silence for like 10 seconds, and it's hilarious.
What? No! We gotta animate a new ending where I destroy Wonder. Animation is so hard! People who do this for a living deserve more credit and respect!
Honestly, go watch, like, forget Kero Gunso. Kero Gunso's great. You should watch it at some point, especially the dub. But Wander Over Yonder is such a good show. I need to like after this episode, because I'm not recording anything else today. So I need to like go look up some stuff that I've watched recently that I thought was really good and just start recommending it for you guys. Because honestly, some really, really funny stuff. Alright, so looks like we have a new party slot open. Anyways, this is going to be the end of the episode. In the next episode, I think we're going to take on the Snowpoint Gym. I might train up a little bit, actually. Probably going to do that tomorrow. But, from what I understand, the highest leveled Pokemon that Candace has is 42. So even if I don't have a level 42, I would like to get everyone in the range of like 38 to 40. And right now we definitely don't have that with half our team. As for our last Pokemon, let's see. So I'm thinking Cholix is gonna be our last party member, but I'm debating it right now, especially since we need kind of fire/fighting type for these ice. Wubbleduff, I would really like to have Wubbleduff on my team, but we already have a water ground type. Demovoy, I'm not really considering. Delewup, not really considering. Spintly, not considering. Edelblau, maybe? I don't know, we can't really get him past Haunter, so there's a lot of wasted potential there. Mingdala, not really considering. Labinko, maybe. Porsat, maybe. Struckworth, I'm not considering. Lemon Man? Draven, no. Arporin, Nordina, definitely not Dante. Wubbleduff, I'm considering. Beautyfall would be nice. I do like Luminion. Luminion's a really nice Pokemon. I do think we have to go with Cholix here, because I would go for Alinvia, except that we already have a lot of tanky slow things that are like weak to fire. We have a lot of shit on our team is weak to fire, I feel like. Or not really. Never mind, just Fodden. But I don't know, I feel like we already have some slow tanks. Both Fodden and Tofu are really slow things. And our only like super fast, like not defensive person is 911. So I do think Cholix is going to be our last party member. Which means level 34, definitely going to have to train up Cholix some more too. But Murgoth, don't worry. You've been replaced, maybe not by someone quite nearly as evil and demented as you, but Cholix will do her best to take your place. No one will ever truly take your place, but at least we're gonna get someone who's slightly evil instead of someone like Wubbleduff who's just a cinnamon roll. Let's be real. So, alright, so that's gonna be an episode. I'll see you guys next time, probably with levels closer to 40. I don't know, I feel like Tofu is probably going to be my highest level. I'm going to try to get Tofu to 40 or 41. Everyone else I think will be reasonable at 39, I think. So I'll do that, and in the next episode we might even evolve Cholix. Actually, let's check if I have a Razor Claw. Man, this episode's going on for a while, but I do want to know, do I have a Razor Claw? Because then I could evolve Cholix pretty fast. Razor Claw? No, it doesn't look like we have a Razor Claw. I'll look up where to get a Razor Claw. Maybe I'll get one in between episodes if it's nearby. Or if I just have to, like, fly to a shop or something. I definitely won't evolve Cholix off screen. I'll take a look at level up moves and stuff and see. Basically, in the next episode, probably going to be a little bit more trained up and maybe be thinking about evolving Cholix into a Weevil at some point. But I've been Technoboy200, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Go watch good cartoons and animes, because honestly, like, they're good, man. They're good. Like, live action stuff is great, but there's something about animation that's just really... I don't know what it's just good, alright? Do it. I mean, just, come on, man. I care about you. Do it for yourself. Do it for me. Do it. Just go. Go.